Yo, what's going on, man? It's your boy, Catch My Fade, aka Her Baby. We back with another video again. I'm telling y'all, man, we trying to stay as consistent as possible. You know what I'm saying? New environment, new spot, new vibe. We just doing things better this time, just elevating ourselves, man. And today, we're gonna talk about a little something different. Today, we're gonna talk about 5 big key mistakes that every new barber make. All my new barbers do this. I do it. We all have this problem, man. And I'm gonna include myself. I'm gonna say we because I still consider myself a new barber compared to other people who's been cutting for years and decades. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's some people who've been doing this, man. They decided to start cutting hair when they was in high school, probably in their teens. They was cutting hair in the school bathroom, cutting hair in their college dorm rooms, cutting hair in the garage. Like, you know what I'm saying? They've been doing this for a little while versus other people who woke up and decided that they needed to change. They wanted something different. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you decide to be a barber, I believe that a lot of people make these key mistakes. My number one that I think that a lot of barbers do, number one, is being quickly discouraged. I think a lot of barbers are quickly discouraged in the craft. I think you come into it, and a lot of times you probably look on YouTube or you look at the people around you that cut, and you see how their cuts come out, and you see how your cuts come out, and it doesn't really look the same. That's something that could be discouraging to some people. Also, another thing that's discouraging is the support system. So sometimes you go into something and you expecting your friends or the people around you to be the most supportive, the people that, you know, or mess with you, and sometimes it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? Even though those are your friends, those are your family, some people not willing to get their hair messed up. You know what I'm saying? Some people just not willing to go through that journey, and it's okay. It doesn't mean that they a bad person or anything like that. That just means, like, you know what I'm saying, you just gotta keep grinding and get it together. Everything is gonna tighten up when the time is right for you. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the biggest things that people do. They definitely get quickly discouraged and give up on the craft often. You know what I'm saying? It's like they give up on it before they even materialize any type of real skill set in the industry. You see what I'm saying? One of the other biggest things I see a lot of people doing, in my opinion, I think a lot of people come into this focusing on money. You get on YouTube and you will see a barber like Poppy Beam. His YouTube channel is Get Beam, and he talk about how his client, his caption would be, he paid $100 for this cut or $150 for this cut. You know what I'm saying? And you start thinking to yourself, well, damn, like, how can I make that type of money? I want to make that money. And so your mindset is money, and it's not on capitalizing in the industry or even focusing on your craft. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like in any profession, not just being a barber, but in any profession that you win, when you do it for money, it's not genuine, and you're just gonna be miserable doing it. You're never gonna be happy. You're never gonna find the real level of success in it that you really, you know, that you desire if you're just doing it for money. So you gotta have some type of passion and love for it. So always ask yourself why you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? And if it is money, if the answer is money when you ask yourself why, find a new industry, find you a new profession, try something else, but barbering ain't in it. You know what I'm saying? Anything that you're doing, if you're doing it just for money, ask yourself why. And if it's just for money, then reconsider those options. You know what I'm saying? Another big thing, this is number 3, I think a lot of people miss is the cleanliness of their equipment, their tools. Disinfecting procedures are important. And I think a lot of times new barbers kind of just in the rush of wanting to be fast or get as much done so they can make as much as possible, that they don't pay enough attention to disinfecting their tools. Disinfecting your tools is a big thing because you don't want to, you don't want to irritate anybody's skin. You don't want to cut somebody with ring room with a clipper, and then you ain't spray it properly or give it enough time to clean it, clean up. And then you go cut somebody else with the same clipper, and now you passing, somebody else got ring room. They coming to you like, yo, you didn't do this. I got this because of you. You don't ever want to be in that conversation, right? So you want to take your time and you want to pay attention to disinfecting your area, your station, your tools. You want to actually pay attention and take your time when doing that. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of taking time, I think one of number 4, another thing that new barbers do, we all do it, is we rush in the craft. So we see these barbers come in, to the shop when we in the shop and we see them, they cut fast. You know what I'm saying? They'll do tapers going quick, fades going quick, lineups crispy, everything, and they on to the next. Personally, I tell everybody my biggest advice, and I need to take that advice from myself, is just take your time. Whenever you're doing a cut, take your time. Yes, you want to work on efficiency, but you got to take your time. You got to build up to that. You don't want to rush a cut, leave somebody coming out your chair looking sloppy. You're not going to keep consistent clients like that. You're not going to build like that. So you want to take your time, make sure everything looks good, everything is clean, and just don't rush the process. Me personally, I take like 30 minutes to do a cut. Shit, I'll take an hour if I have to. To make sure that cut is what it needs to be, I'll take a full hour cutting somebody's hair, because that's my process, and I genuinely believe that everybody need to take their time on that process and building that. You know what I'm saying? So let's not rush our process, and let's take everything day by day, step by step, make sure that we're following our steps and we're doing what's supposed to do. Number 5, expensive tools. I don't think that you need to off the gate jump out and just start buying expensive tools to start your craft or to begin being good at barbering. You don't need $300-$400, worth of clippers to be a good barber. I think you could get the job done with $100 very well. If you have the extra cash laying around, you can invest in yourself. Everything is an investment, so it's not bad to invest in yourself. But don't think that if you go spend $300 on a pair of clippers, that you're gonna go into the shop and start lacing haircuts. The clipper is not what makes your skill better. You gotta have the skill and make the clipper work. So you gotta know what you're doing with those clippers. I recommend you take your time and you learn the clippers, you learn what you're doing, you learn what you're messing with, and just figure out what's good for you. You know what I'm saying? A clipper that works for me may not be what's good for you. You might like Instincts, you might like Stylecraft. Babyliss works for me, and it's what I like. It's one of my faves. You see what I'm saying? Some people prefer TPOB over all of those brands. You know what I mean? So you gotta find your own niche, like find what works for you in the shop, in your space, in your craft, and just continue to work at it and be the best that you could be at that. So those are 5 things that I think that a lot of new barbers do, and if we don't make those mistakes, new barbers, I think we have a really good shot in this industry and we'll be really good, man. Alright, so don't rush the craft, take your time, don't be discouraged, you know what I'm saying, keep pushing. Sometimes your support system comes from strangers, so if your family and friends don't support you off the bat, don't feel no type of way. Don't look at them no type of way. Just keep pushing, you know what I'm saying? Get better. And they eventually everybody gonna come around, you know what I'm saying? Money, don't focus on the money. Do it because you love it and you enjoy doing it. The money's gonna come. Don't ignore your disinfecting procedures to stay clean. Cleanliness is next to godliness. You wanna keep everybody good, keep yourself good. And take your time with your equipment buying, man. Grow into the business, figure out your skill set. Take your time, invest in yourself, invest in new tools when you can, and figure out what works for you. Figure out what you like best, man. That being said, it's your boy, man. You know what I'm saying? If you like what I was doing, you like what I'm talking about, you like my content, drop a like, drop a comment, drop a share, subscribe. Keep showing love and we gonna grow together, you know what I'm saying? I love y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with me, how I'm rocking with y'all, man. It's your boy. Catch my fade and we out.